You just have to ask it nicer and yell at it. It's like, I'm not doing it.
Join us as we traverse through time and space.
And another episode of whatever this is.
I'm Batman.
Okay, here we are, Sarah Gone Rogue, in a cemetery in North Hebron, New York. It's in Washington County. It's a beauty. I'm just checking out some of these stakes here. I'm not sure if these are marking where graves are or what's happening. And then way over in the trees, I don't know if you can see it way off in the distance there, are some headstones that are under the trees, under the big trees. Well, what's beautiful about this cemetery, not only is it perched up on this hill, and wait till you see the view, in front of us here, this is all wildflowers. It's all natural, native stuff happening. And then we'll give you a short pan here of the view up here on the mountaintop, looking off into beautiful, beautiful Vermont, our sister, our neighbor. Okay, so, but what I want to show you also is look at all this storm damage. So some pretty hardy storms came through, oh, I don't know, a week or so ago. And there's really a lot of downed wood. So, with that, let's take a walk and see what we can see in this here cemetery, because it is beautiful and it is vast. And it's still in use today. Here's a brand new Bartholomew, Lauren William, and Donna Liebig, who is still with us. And a lovely Sears in front of us here, classic. For the Getty family, John Getty and his wife Retta. And some more as we go down this terraced area. There's Griff down there learning to fly. See if he buzzes me today. I always think it's a big bee coming to get me. No, just a drone. So here we go, down the hill. I chose to start at the top of the hill so you wouldn't have to hear me huff and puff all the way down the hill. But one of the things that is funny about this cemetery, well, not funny, I don't know, interesting, things that you find along the way that make you go, that's pretty neat, is a stone down here. Now it's a classic Collins quarry cut stone. Try to say that real fast. But the message is more fun. Well, I don't know, fun, interesting. So here it is over here. I always tell you to be looking for this shape to help you find the old stuff, and here it is. Look at this guy. It's old. It's in memory of Mr. Timothy Smith, who was killed at Salem, which is a neighboring town, by the bursting of a cannon on July the 4th, 1799, and he was 22 years old. So, you know, I guess they still needed public service announcements, and here it is for the time, 1799. So be careful when you are playing with fireworks, and or leave it to the professionals. So down here is some more older stones, that classic urn style, mourning style with the willows. That's a nice example here. Well, this person was a Mason. And how do I know that? Well, it has this symbol right here. Things I know. So much information here. Israel Eli, who died January 7th in 1826. And this person was 60-something. 61st year of his age. That's a nicely carved stone. Little pinwheels. Vines, sharp. So let's see what else we can find. Well, I see two gigundous pine trees, so if they come down, boy howdy is there going to be a mess in here. There's some more storm damage. Look at the size of these pine trees. You know, any chunk of it. There's some dead chunks up there. Yep. So, again, what do I always say? It's important to come to these cemeteries before they're gone. And Mother Nature has a way of taking things back. And it's just the way it is, and there's no fighting Mother Nature. All right, let's see what else we can see here. A lot of urn styles, a lot of nice squares. These are usually that mid-1800s, and sure it is. Sally, wife of S. Clark, and she died May 6, 1840, age 71. Well, that's a good ripe age. It looks like to be her husband, but it's hard to read with the lichen. Ariel A. Clark. Looks like 46, died in 1844. And here we have some large, Benjamin Woodard. Looks like he died 1858. I'm not going to stick my arms in there because I really don't want any ticks. Interesting, this is Hiram D. Woodard. It looks like his D fell off. Huh. And here we have, who is this? I don't know. Somebody else Woodard. Anyway, it must be the Woodard. Yep, here's the Woodard clan. She still has her, him, Samuel. And just lots of littles. These are probably babies. Just too hard to read. And like I said, I'm not getting ticks today, so we're just going to leave it be. All right, so last time I was up in this cemetery, there was a lot of stakes in the ground. Here's one of them that's still here. And it looked like they were doing a lot of fixing up, bolstering up the stones, whatever things they were doing, I don't know. But all that stuff seems to be gone now. And things seem to be straightened up and back on their little, what do you call them, bases. And here's Betsy Wood. Betsy Wood is at rest. And she was born September 30th, 1846, and she died August 31, 1910. What an interesting life she must have led. The things she must have seen in that amount of time. Orphea Wheeler, what a name. She was wife of Edmund A. Wood. And she was born in 1813, and she died in 1890, 76 years. Here's Edmund, her husband. He died in 1889, and he was 77. Well, they lived long, hardy lives up here. Probably all the fresh air in Washington County. I can attest to that. Elizabeth Wheeler, here we are. She was 75. 1858 she passed. And Mother Hannah, wife of Timothy Wood, lived to 79. And here's Father Timothy Wood. And he lived to be 84. Wow. In 1863. That's pretty good. And then somebody who's being swallowed up by time and Mother Nature. Here's another, probably a Sears. James Raymond, Betsy Knight, his wife. Wow, James lived to be 94. He died in 1876. And his wife died in 1880. She was 68. She was quite a bit younger. Way to go, James. All right, some more storm damage. Some more probable sears over there. A veteran of some sort. Little Phoebe here, wife of Ellis Palmer. Okay. Oh, look at this urn. It's a nice one, and the sun's shining on it just perfectly. A nice willow. I don't know if you can see the stippling in the stone. And the little flowers there. Yeah, there we go. Oh, she's a beauty. In memory of Daniel, son of... I'm not sure. Died April 26, 1822. And he was 16 years and 5 months. And Daniel. Oh, there's another one of those spokes. Part of the restoration. It almost like made a line going up the hill. Some more Woodards. Some more graves that are being sucked back into the earth. Oh, let's see what's over here. Oh, wow. The sky's gotten very blue. And that's up the hill where we've been coming on down. Let me see what's over here. If I don't trip over my own 2 feet. Too busy looking at what's next rather than looking where I'm going. Anyway, this is one of the few cemeteries I've encountered that isn't covered with creeping thyme. Instead, it has a lot of clover and lots of different things. So here's the newer part of the cemetery. Bramer, Sullivans, Frasers. A nice little spot. But over here also, look at this. It's a wee little slate. Let's see if there's anything on it. Nope. Nothing to identify who is here, but it appears to be an identifying marker. Okay. And then it looks like over here, this is somebody's spot to sit and relax, perhaps, and visit with their person. Craig. I haven't been here in a while to clean it up. I wonder where they are. So, here we go. This breeze is a blessing. Some horseflies flying around up here. Little bird. All right, so here is more stones up here. I'm leery to get in too close, as I really don't want any poison ivy or ticks or any of it. Oh, little Nettie. And Frank Birch. Okay. Harriet. Yeah, Birch. Died January 8th, 1862. 9 years, 7 months, and 28 days. Goodness gracious. Oh, Birch is a common name up here. There's a big birch road, and there's little birch road. This is Jerome. Jerome lived to be 6 years old, 6 months and 11 days, and died in 1856. Some more birches. Died in 1906. This person lived to be 77 years, 9 months, and 24 days. And that would have been, looks like Henrietta, daughter of Reuben Eli and wife of Porter Birch. She died 1906. Again, a lot of these stones are covered with moss and hard to read. I do believe there's a full guide somewhere. Oh, who's this? Lottie. Oh, Lottie, a wife of Eugene Duell. She died July 31st, 1868, and she was 20 years old. Oh, a big wild asparagus growing there. That's neat. And here's a row. The Smith family. David, son of Eli and Eunice, and he died in 1858. Age 20. This is Mary, wife of Eli. She was born in 1814 and died in 1888. And then we have Eunice. And she died September 28th, 1854, it looks like. Looks like 74 years, 5 months, and 14 days. But again, these are getting rather obscure. And then, I'm not sure which one this is. Eli Smith. Whew. There's that deer fly. And there's Arthur Smith. And some more Smiths. Weldon Smith. Father, says on top. 1874, it looks like. Hard to read. Here's one with a big, with a dove and all sorts of neat stuff. This is Dolly. Dolly Smith. Looks like she died 1865 and was 21 years old. My goodness. And here's a big monument. Somebody. Hard to tell. Another classic Sears. Although, I wonder where they picked them up. The railroad doesn't really run through here. Oh, Deacon Caleb Green. July 27th, 1821. 58 years old. Classic. Now there was one over here I wanted to show you for sure. Oh look, this one must have had some kind of a picture in there at some point in time. A little square. Oh, maybe it was down the hill a little bit. Let's see. Oh, some more birches. Charles, Luther, Benjamin, Caroline Douglas. And that was Benjamin's wife. Anne. Okay, maybe it's down here. There we go. Raymond. Some more destruction. And here's little Frankie, son of William and Louisa Montgomery. 10 months, 2 days, 1868. Little Frankie. And then here's the whole family. William Montgomery, his wife Mary Louisa West, Frankie Montgomery, and George Montgomery. All right, let's safely traverse this terracing. Getting closer to a nice cool drink of water because it is hot now that the sun has come out. I'll walk in the shade for a minute and get an idea of how this is terraced up the hill. It's funny, you get down this side of the hill and the gravestones are facing this way. So here's the Dunham family plot. Durham families, excuse me. Some more Durhams. And the Welch family plot. And then you have the Dools. So this is the cutoff here. The ridge is either pointing in or pointing out. All right, let's safely get down the hill over here. And I guess that's all there is really to see. It's a cool cemetery. Again, what do I always say? You know, get here before it's swallowed up by earth. Because it will be. Eventually. And, you know, visit your ancestors. Stop by, say hello. Because soon enough, people aren't going to be buried with a marker. It's really going out of favor. I mean, we've watched fashion go from skulls to soul effigies to urns to flat monuments to things that don't give you any information. Sometimes not even a birth date or death date, just a name. So, anyway, that's all I have to say. Sarah, over and out. Remember, don't knock anything over.
Ooh, and replace your divots.
Yikes.